What's up, y'all? You know who it is. You know what it is. It's Friday, heading into the weekend. It's been a long week, but it's time to unwind. And I'm going to do a little something like this. Hold tight, y'all. 2018. Here we go. It's the Gospel according to Mark. With a C, he is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you what's on my mind, and I'm hella nice with the lines, and I'm one of a kind, and I'm iller than any other. Unpredictable brother, undetectable motherfucker, run for cover. You loopy, groupie, poopy pants, you dopey boy. You don't stand a chance, better stay off those opioids. Welcome to the channel. I'm the gospel, and I'm old school. Welcome to the channel. I'm the gospel, and I'm old school. Welcome to the channel. I'm the gospel, and I'm old school. Welcome to the channel. What y'all know about that black moon, baby? Listen, I want to talk for a moment, and I'm going to leave a link in the comment section because I want you to see the story that I'm talking about. But I want to talk to all of the single fathers that are out there today. And the story that I'm referring to is the story of a brother whose 4-year-old girl, he had a 4-year-old daughter that of course he shared with the baby's mother, and the baby's mother had custody of the daughter. Apparently the daughter was living with her and her boyfriend. Now, historically speaking, what can go wrong there? We have a single mother with a 4-year-old daughter with her boyfriend. Now, we've seen this story a million times. I know I've covered this scenario a few times on this channel, and unfortunately it seems to be a common occurrence where the baby will be abused. And in this case, the father was trying to get custody of his daughter. The father was going through the proper authorities, Child Protective Services. He was going to court. As a matter of fact, a court date was set 2 days before the baby was beaten to death by the mother and her boyfriend. Now, when you look on the article, when you look at the article in the comment section, you see the picture of the little baby, 4-year-old. She was gorgeous. She was just like so cute and adorable. And when I think about the reality of anybody beating on something like that, on someone so little, so helpless, that little girl trusted her mother. She trusted her mother to keep her safe. She loved her mother probably up until the second that she lost her life. And I guess my takeaway from this would be to appeal to the single fathers that are out here to stay close to your children. Even though you're separated from the baby's mother, try to stay as close as you can to the child. Try to encourage the child to tell if anything is being done to that child that is wrong. As a matter of fact, I would say that when the child is in your care, make sure that you give the child baths, showers, things like that. And while you're doing it, inspect the child for suspicious marks or bruises. Things look like it might have healed up or something like that. Always be on the lookout, brothers. But whatever you do, stay in your children's lives. Stay close. Because too many of us believe this ridiculous notion that every woman is nurturing, every woman is loving, every woman makes a good mother. But nothing could be further from the truth, brothers. You can't believe that. Your job as a father is to protect. You protect your children, your sons, your daughters, your son or your daughter. I know with me, for example, everybody knows I've talked about this on camera plenty of times. I have a 9-year-old son. And he was probably just about around 4 years old when his mother and I got a divorce, going into 5 years old. And I thought that there was nothing more important with my son and nothing was more important than for me to establish myself as a presence in his life. There was a time when I thought he was going to live very, very far away from me. And let me tell you something, I was so fucking depressed about that. Because I wanted to be a father. I always wanted to be a father. And the thought of me not being able to be influential in his life, it hurt. It really, really hurt. And during that time, I told myself that I can totally understand when fathers walk away, unfortunately. You know, men run away because it's just too painful to deal with a lot of times. So you feel like, you know how men are, all we want is a peaceful existence most of the time. We don't want a bunch of drama. So sometimes if it's too tough for a man, he will walk away. The only problem is that you don't know what conditions you're leaving your child in. You know, sometimes you just can't walk away and not look back. That's your child. So if you have issues, you know, with the mother, she's making it tough for you and everything like that, listen, you're a man and you're not supposed to be as emotional as that woman. If she's fucking flipping out on you, you have to try to find some way to finesse the situation. Look, and I'm talking to someone who's been in the situation. Sometimes women don't always make the right decisions when it comes to choosing a mate. You know, sometimes they will go from you, who you think, you know, most of the time you're pretty decent, I guess, you know, right? But sometimes she'll go from you to the fucking scum of the earth, you know, because one thing men know how to do a lot of times, especially predators, they know how to spot a woman who is vulnerable. You know, so usually right after a breakup is around the time when you would expect to see some, you know, some lunkhead dude, you know, hanging around, you know, saying all the right things, you know, playing the role and everything like that. And before you know it, you know, if your relationship is rocky with your baby's mother, then he ends up getting more access to your children than you do, because she's too busy trying to spite you. She's too busy trying to hurt you through your children. So a lot of times that'll happen. You know, the next dude will end up hanging around. The next dude will end up trying to act like he's the father. And before you know it, this dude is trying to set himself up as disciplinarian. Meanwhile, you're just someplace trying to keep peace. You're just someplace, you know, trying to stay away from it. You know, I've heard brothers say before, oh, well, if the next man can do it better than me, then I'm going to let him. You know, but it's not the way to go, brothers. That's your child. Your child. You shouldn't be going anywhere. And you should let it be known to the mother of your child, you're not fucking going anywhere. You stay close. You establish communication with your children the best way that you can. And you make them believe in you. There can only be one if you care. Now, if you don't care, then I'm not talking to you. This video is not for you. I'm talking to the single fathers who do care about their children. So this story that you're going to find in the comment section, you know, the father is in court because the mother and the boyfriend have been arrested. The father is in court and he's facing the mother and the boyfriend after they've killed his 4-year-old daughter. And I guess what makes this so remarkable to me is just the way that this father was crying. This father was in pain, man. He was crying in court. You know, he had to be embraced, you know, by his family. He was distraught. And I could totally understand it. If anything ever happened to my son, and I've talked about this on camera before, you guys all know that my son is just my heart. If anything ever happened to my son where some other man hurt him, I don't even want to think about it, man. There'd be no safe place ever in the world. You know, I don't even know, man. I don't even like to think about it, but fuck, man. Yo, listen. One thing I will say about my ex-wife, and I want to give her a shout out, she is a subscriber. You know, it's crazy, but she is. You know, and I want to give her a shout out because she's always worked with me and she's always understood that our son only has one father. No matter who she might see or who's interested or who thinks they want to have a relationship with him, she makes it known that our son already has a father. And I'm always around, you know, and my son knows this. There's never a time when he can't reach out to me. I got him a phone so he could reach out to me and everything. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes. If you love your children, never, ever leave them for too long. Because you just never know, man. You never know. And you being the protector, that means that it's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, all the time, on-call job, brothers. You know, so like I said, the story is going to be in the comment section. I want to wish, you know, rest in peace to that poor little girl, man. It breaks my heart. I tell you, I fell asleep crying that night. I really did. Between how cute she was and the pain that the father was going through, I was very uncomfortable, man. And, you know, at the end of a workday, usually nothing keeps me awake. I'm unconscious, man. You know, but this night I just couldn't rest. And I just wanted to remind all the single men out here, fight for your children. Always fight for your children. Never leave them. Never. Always fight. Never give up. Ever. Ever. Sometimes you have to go the extra mile. But you have to. Because the system is not set up for us, brothers. You know, the system, and when I say brothers, I mean all brothers, all men. The system is not set up for us. The system is set up to help the women and to be biased towards the women. Even if they might be the fucking worst parent in the world, they would still rather see those children with a woman than they would with a man. But I guess that's the danger of living in a society where we have terms like toxic masculinity. You know, we're just wallowing in bias these days against men. But if we're going to protect the children, gentlemen, we have to be strong and we have to be relentless. We have to be vigilant. And I just wanted to give you that quick reminder. Like I said, check the comment section. You'll see the link. And I can't stress it enough, brothers. Stay on your job. This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. See you on the next one. Rock on.